In deciding whether or not to stick with the relational database or moving to a non-relational database, I'm first looking at what is a database and why it's important to us and why we might want to make a change. So a database stores data about our customers, employees, and business results. Database management system will allow access, manipulation, and reporting of stored data more efficiently. Data can be used to identify the possible potential for more efficiency or cost savings while also exploring possible anomalies that could narrow the process and steps it will take to scale sales growth for a company. View of the purpose of the database is it helps support better metric and data supported business strategies. Currently, our data is database. It is tabular schema of rows and columns, very similar to that of an Excel spreadsheet. An array of tables sorting the data by employee information, employee performance, site location, site performance, sourcing tools. A specific example of what this might look like is when you're looking at a table of weather. And so the columns will have like the days of the weeks, the rows, the time of day, and then the data points is the degrees of Fahrenheit. So using the weather table that I just gave an example of, it might be to predict a score to a baseball game based on the weather at a certain time. Non-relational database has all the information stored in a type of large laundry list. So this is less structured or confined, allowing more flexibility and adaptability. Storage models optimized for specific requirements that are needed for the business needs. So 5 of the most popular data stores are document data stores, columnar data stores, key value stores, document stores, graph databases. So an example of what this data might look like stored is, for example, Facebook Messenger stores all of its data in a non-relational database. All messages are stored in what's comparable to a large Word document. And as more data is added, that document becomes larger. These messages cannot be easily sorted, defined, and stored into tables with defined relationships between each other, similar to that of the relational database. To query this data, essentially, it is the same as performing a search in Word. Type the word candy, and it pulls every instance that the word appears throughout the document. Relational models are more specific in the type of data that can be supported and how that data can be queried. Pros of this are this makes them easily stored into categories, making it easy to navigate the relationships and how the relationships are defined between the tables. It decreases repeated information, decreasing storage capacity in this construct, and it is more secure because access is assigned and can be limited. And last, the database is easier to create and the query language is easier to learn and execute. So cons of a relational database, it has a lower performance of extraction of results, making it a slower database overall. It consumes a lot of physical memory, which is a disadvantage when it comes to space. The more types of data and the larger amounts of data continuously increase the complexity of the system. And then, of course, images, videos, sound, and other unstructured data cannot be stored into relational databases easily. So non-relation databases are highly flexible and adaptable. So the pros of this are they can store all types of data, structured and unstructured. The schema of the data model can evolve with changing requirements of the business and can be done continuously without interruption or downtime. It's easy to store combined data of any structure without necessarily needing to modify the schema. So overall, performance and the delays between request and response are higher in non-relational databases. The cons of non-relational databases are standardization, meaning there is no standard rule or function with a wider variety of designs and query languages. When deciding on a non-relational database, the tools provided become an important piece on the deciding factor of which one to use. For instance, not all offer complete data backup. Availability and performance as the dominant priorities, consistency of data takes a back seat. I recommend using a non-relational database for our business needs. What non-relational models can offer is graph data storage, which are used for optimizing or exploring weighted relationships between entities as well as time series data. This can help organizations understand underlying causes of trends or systemic patterns over time. As data and its sources become larger and more complex, the ability to perform elevated queries and analysis become critical to stay competitive and increase sales growth more efficiently.